Interior angle measures of triangles. Interior angles means literally angles that are on the inside of a triangle. Interior. Now, some of the interior angle measures of triangle. If I talk about the interior, right, we just said there are angles on the inside. So let's name them. I can name them angle A, angle B, and an angle C. And what we know is that triangle, just like a straight line, the sum of all the angle measures is going to be equal to 180 degrees, just like a straight line. So if I add them all up, I should get 180 degrees, no matter what kind of triangle that is. So let's look at this triangle in here. And the question says, find the measure of the missing angle X. So I know if I was to add up all these three angles, right, I should get 180 degrees. Let's add them up. So we have 55 is the one angle, 65 is the second angle, plus the angle X should give me 180 degrees. Let's combine our like terms. 55 plus 65 is 120, plus the X should give me 180 degrees. We are solving for the X, right? So we want to make the X alone. So that 120 wants to get away. So 120 wants to be a 0. So subtract the 120. What I do on one side, I do on the other side of the equal sign, right? So the 120 became a 0, so it's gone from the left side. Now we have our X, right? Our angle X in here. That equals 180 minus 120 is 60 degrees. So what we are saying, that our angle X, that missing angle X, is equal to 60 degrees. That means we have to make sure we are correct. So let's check it. If I was to add all these three angles up, I know that I should get to 180, right? Well, let's add it up. We have 55 plus 65. Then our angle X, which is 60, is that going to give us 180? And indeed, if you put that in your handy-dandy calculator, you will add up to 180, which does equal 180. So we actually did solve correctly for X. Sometimes they're going to throw us some kind of a little funky situations, right? They're going to put a little parentheses, just like in here, and we have to find the angle X. However, we are not going to let anybody throw us off, because we know if I was to add all these three angles up, I should get to 180 degrees. Let's add them up. That one angle in here is 20 plus X. So that's one angle. Plus my second angle, which is 60 degrees. Plus my third angle, that is the X. If I add all these three angles, I should get to 180 degrees. Well, I need to, right, on the left-hand side, clean up a little. I will clean up by combining like terms, right? I know that I can combine that 20 with the 60, right? 20 and 60 will be combined, and then I have the X with the other X that can be combined. So let's add it up. Let's combine. 20 plus 60 is 80. Then I have one X, and the other X, right, is 2X. 1X plus 1X. And that's supposed to give me 180 degrees. Now I'm solving for X. So I'm going to isolate it. And I know that 2 is attached to the X by multiplication. I do not touch it. I want to make sure the 80 gets combined with the 180. So 80 is positive. To move it to the other side, right, I have to subtract it because I want it to be gone. I want it to become 0. 80 minus 80 does equal to 0. I still have my 2X. which equals to 180 minus 80 is 100. Now we are solving for the x. So I am going to isolate the x. I'm going to put it in a bubble. 2 times x. I want just one x, right? So opposite of multiply, right? To have the 2 to become 1, because I want 1x, means divide by 2, both sides of the equal sign. Now I have 2 divided by 2 is 1, 1x. 100 divided by 2 is 50. So what I am saying, that my x is equal to 50 degrees. Now, what do we always do? We want to make sure we are right. That means let's check our answer. I know if I was to add up all those 3 angles, I am supposed to get to 180 degrees. And we are saying that x is equal to 50. That means replace every x that you see with 50. So let's do that. And let's add it up. And let's see what we will get to. This angle in here says 20 plus x or 20 plus 50. What is that equal to? 70, right? So we have 20 plus 50 plus the angle that is on top, that is my 60 degrees, plus the third angle, which is 50. That is supposed to give me 180 degrees. Now, if I add all these angles up, if I add it up, guess what? Indeed, I did get 180 degrees, and I solved this problem, and I am done. Just remember, triangles, no matter what kind, is always 180 degrees, the sum of the interior angles.